finished. And so now I'm on holiday. Okay, you can go ahead.
Now's your chance for an addendum if you want to give us the appendix today. It's volume 2 of 2, presumably. Looking at both books, the first one, self-portrait, is, if you like, boat building, getting yourself ready, building up your portfolio of skills and friendships and things. And part 2, Naked, is you setting sail on what is at times quite a stormy sea. Do you think your life does divide neatly at all into those two halves, or was that just you'd filled the book and it was time to move on to the second one?
Nothing in my life is neat. I wish it were, but it isn't. It doesn't work that way. What I felt was that, in a way, writing about the 60s, you know, it needed a completion there. Sort of. Can you hear? I've got the weirdest ringing. Is it all right? Can you hear me?
I think it's projected down there.
Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Because I'm deaf to the print as well. So I hope if you can't hear me, then just shout. Yeah, so it seemed to me that it was a nice division to finish it off at the end of the 60s, and finishing my acting, as it were, although I'll come back to it later, and then to start the book again with a sort of feeling of, for a moment there, sort of happy settled life in the country, but it didn't last. Well, I'm ready yet, so you don't know. I have to say, a lot of you may never speak to me again after you've read book 2. Maybe.
We're talking about the book, so let's move on from that. I think that the significant thing that happened in your life, maybe just before the book started, is that you turned your back on acting. This is simultaneous with moving out of London, out to Norfolk. What made you move away from acting?
I tell you exactly what made me move away from acting was my husband's jealousy. He made my life a misery because he got jealous of everybody I worked with. And I was trying to keep my marriage together, so I thought, well, if I stopped doing the thing that annoys him, maybe that would help. So in a way, that was very much part of it. And you see, the thing was, what to do? I was working with such lovely people. Patrick Troughton, who I adored, you know what to do.
But when you bump into Michael Craze again, I mean, this for many of us in the room, I'm sure, will be the first time we encountered Polly or what she looked like. So when we saw that picture in the Radio Times 10th anniversary special,
yes.
Brilliant, the two of you running across the field. Wouldn't it be great if that could have been one of the adventures? And you met Mike again there, and he said, well, you should do a bit of acting, and suggested that you get on with it again. You had an agent again briefly.
Yes.
But
when I got back to my agent and said, Mike was good because he said, so do you miss it? And I said, yes, I do. I miss acting. I miss the bonhomie with the other actors and the whole life of it. I do miss it. So he said, well, why don't you get in touch with your agent, see if they'd like to pick you up again. So they said, yes, get more photos. But my heart wasn't in it. And as I write in the book, it isn't a profession that you could be half-assed about. You've got to be 100%, because it's tough, and it's really mean. So, and I went, now I've got vegetables to grow, and that has suddenly become my priority, But it's been, I must tell you, it's been lovely to come back and work for Big Finish and work for people who do lots of things. Fantastic. I really love it. Put the headphones on, got the script. Hey, I was trained to do this. I know how to do it, Can I talk about Dr. Who and the Cybermen?
Of course.
Can I tell you about Dr. Who and the Cybermen?
Yes.
Ow. Listen, if you haven't got it, you have to go and get it. It's fantastic. So what happened was they said, would I read the story, which was a story I was in, which you probably know. And so this is fantastic, because I'm going to read iconic Doctor Who, and also it was a story I was in. So when I got the book, the funny thing was that I remembered all the jokes, because there's this one bit where the controller says, we've discovered your back passage and we've blocked it. And I remembered how we feel about it. We can't say that, So the jokes I remembered, my lines I remembered. So the story came through the post, and it was like Richard Brad was saying, and I thought, oh man, I've got to do all these voices. I've got to do, and they were all men. I worked for 4 weeks, was it 8 weeks, Tim? I worked all men. There were no other women in the cast. So, and you've got no director to help you. That you just, turn up on the 15th and we'll do it. So I put myself into a house that's at home, as it were, in my kitchen. And so what I did for the controller, to get his voice, I put a pillow in my t-shirt. Don't worry, lad. I won't like this, you know. It won't bite you. To get the voice right. And then holy shit. I had Patrick Troughton, who you all know and love, and I've got to do his voice, and I'm a woman. It's not so easy to do. And then I have to do Fraser lines. So I called him up on his mobile, and I said, Fraser, how would you, as Jamie has said, moon, the old man in the moon, how would you have said it? Moon or moon? He said, think of Dr. Phil, and then you'll get it right. So then I had to do Jamie. So at one point I had to say, do you think we'll meet the old man in the moon? And Mike says, you won't meet the sticky bird, Mike, if you don't get a move on. So I had to do Mike's voice as well. Anyway, I pulled it off. I did pull it off, and I listened to it recently, because I thought you guys might ask me about it. And it's fantastic, and they've done these amazing sound effects with the Cybermen. When the Cybermen go off into space, their spaceships go off into space, and they've made all this kind of fantastic sound effects. Brilliant. And then you listen, the most extraordinary thing, Pat's voice comes through I've morphed him, I've channeled him, and I did a double take, what's that? It is that, you listen, it's amazing. He comes through. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I have.